Hello, Wolverines. Get ready to enjoy gridiron glory. This is Steve Grafton, President of the Alumni Association of the University of Michigan, and we are proud to be your connection to Michigan athletics and to bring you this special alumni interview with the new head football coach, Brady Hoke, hosted by Jim Brandstatter, the voice of the Michigan Wolverines.
Hi everybody, I'm Jim Brandstatter for the University of Michigan Alumni Association, and we got a special interview coming up with head coach Brady Hoke in his first year as the head coach of the University of Michigan Wolverine football squad. But before we get to that interview, we have a special presentation by Executive Director of the Alumni Association, Steve Grafton. Steve,
Jim.
Good to see you.
Coach,
Steve, great to see you.
It's great to see you, and I want to officially welcome you back to Ann Arbor, back to the Michigan family. It's good to have you back with us.
It's great to be back. We're excited.
Well, we know you're already a Michigan man.
Right.
And you've been a part of this family for a long time, but we want to make it official. So we've got a blazer, but this is not just any blue blazer. This is the official Michigan blue blazer.
Well, I appreciate it.
And we expect you to wear it all the time. Well, you don't
Yes,
have to
sir.
wear it on the sideline. Just win on the sideline.
That's right. That's right.
So
well,
we'll
thank
let
you.
you try this. It even fits. Look at that.
Looks great.
Well, it's great to have you back. We have high expectations, as I know you do, and we're just really excited to have you back at the helm and leading this team. We know great things are going to happen.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you very much, Steve.
And the alumni are with you, so let us know however we can help.
Yes, sir.
All
Thank
right,
you.
great.
Appreciate
Enjoy
it.
the interview.
Thanks.
The Alumni Association sent out a questionnaire to a lot of the alums out there and asked to get their questions in for the new head coach, Brady Hoke. So hundreds, probably thousands of alums responded, and we're going to ask some of those questions and give the names and let Coach Hoke respond to those guys today. Let's start with Dave Engstrom, Coach.
Okay.
His deal was Denard Robinson. A lot of people felt he should have been a running back, but he's going to play quarterback for you. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you believe he is a quarterback?
Yes, or he wouldn't be playing there. He is a quarterback, and he fits great in the system. He ran the system in high school. He's been under center. He has great vision on the field. So, he's exactly where he needs to be.
Paul Klemas, one of the questions about this team was going from a spread. You're going to change that to more of a pro-style West Coast. Is that correct?
That is true.
Talk to me about what your philosophy is offensively.
Well, we're going to be a two-back team. We're going to run the power play, the lead play. We're going to be a physical football team. When you practice against the spread as a football team from fall camp and spring football, you don't build the toughness that you need on the defensive side of the ball just because of how the offense is set up. It's more of a finesse type of offense, in my opinion. And guys come to Michigan to get that great degree, and guys come here because they want to get ready for that next level if they have the chance. And part of running a pro-style offense gives them that opportunity.
All right, Gary Miller, and this goes back to what you just said about defense. What is your philosophy on defense? It obviously has changed a little bit from a 3-4 from years past to a 4-3 look. Why?
Well, we just think you're playing in the Big Ten, and to have 4 down linemen physically in the football game, I think when you look at who you play in our schedule and the types of offenses you're going to play against, I think it's more conducive. We'll be multiple in the 4-3 at times because when you do get in those third down situations, you're going to play a little bit more of a blitzing, more aggressive attitude, and play a little bit more coverage when you can.
Carol Bateman-Wilfong, this is kind of a big picture question. What do you foresee as one of the biggest challenges you have in your first year?
Oh, I don't know. I'm really happy with how the staff, and I'm really happy with how the kids have started building those relationships. I think, we've got some depth issues a little bit, up front offensively and up front defensively. But, other than that, I like the attitude our kids have had so far. From
Zane William Gates, are you a proponent of bigger, stronger, physically larger linemen?
Yeah, I think to run a pro-style offense, Jim, and I've been around this game long enough to know that, you want to have athletic bigger, stronger guys up front, obviously, so that you can control the line of scrimmage. You know, it really doesn't matter who your your backs and all those things if you're not controlling the front and controlling the line of scrimmage.
It all starts up front.
No question about it.
We are in lockstep on that one too. All right, Joe Burak. Is there a goal? I mean, and I know you're going to answer this, but there's a goal for the 2011 season?
Yeah, to win the Big Ten Conference Championship. I mean, if that's not our goal every year, then we're really not being fair to these kids in this program. And we're going to coach our hearts out for them. We're going to demand an expectation of a standard of performance. And, you know, that's the goal and will be the goal every year.
Some of the questions we got weren't necessarily X's and O's, and this is one of those. Any planned changes from the head coach to the uniforms?
No. Why would you?
You mean you're not going to change the winged helmet?
No, I don't think so.
If you did, you would be run out of town on a rail.
Well, I can imagine that, but I think I'm smart enough to know when you've got something that has such great tradition as Michigan and even that uniform, then we're going to stay with it.
All right, Jennifer Pieski, how many games do you expect to win? And it's one of those things where that's a tough question to answer because you go into every game expecting to win.
Well, so we expect to win them all.
All right. From Dave Faraday, and this is a question that I have a problem with, is that, and you bristled at this question when you were introduced as the head coach at Michigan, talks about Michigan losing its respect as a football program. Now, Dave, I want to tell you what, that's not true. Michigan is a respected football program and always will be because of its tradition and what it stands for. So to ask that question really is the wrong question. But I threw it in there because I know you bristled at it and you had a great response when you were named head coach. Michigan is going to be Michigan football. Despite the record and what's happened, it is still a respected, quality, elite program.
Well, I don't think there's any question. You know, we're the winningest program in college football. We are moving forward, and we're going to be a program that will continue to have the character and the integrity and the toughness that Michigan football has. And it does bother me when people think that way because, and it really bothers me if Michigan alums think that way because that's not true.
You and I are in lockstep on that one. I've got the answer for this one, okay?
Okay.
Kurt Menapace, how long before we beat OSU? Kurt? Next November. Move on.
Good answer, Jim.
Am I correct on that one?
Good answer.
Andre Lewis, this goes back to that idea of Denard fitting a spread more than he fits a pro-style offense. And will you incorporate some spread offense into what your offense is?
Well, you know, Al Borges is a very smart offensive coordinator. And, you know, there's things that Denard brings to the table. From his ability that they'll be part of the fundamentals still in the offense itself.
Another question that's not necessarily X's and O's. Have you thought about restoring the helmet stickers?
Thought about it. Don't know exactly where I'm at with it. You know, I think there's a lot of people I'd like to talk to see where they're at.
A lot of people talk, and you've talked about it, and this question from Kevin Potts. He wants to know about the tradition and what those traditions are that you embrace and you love about Michigan, because even though you were born and raised, grew up in Ohio, played at Ball State, Michigan's your home. This is where you want to be. What are those traditions that you embrace? Well,
I just think, you know, you look at, let's go back to the winged helmet, you know, the rivalry games with State and Ohio and, you know, the opportunity to play Notre Dame, you know, in that series. And just, you know, what Michigan stands for, you know, and when we talk to people, you know, it's a worldwide education, you know, and there's not a degree in this country.
Well, the thing you said once, and I thought it was important, is that you truly believe, and I believe it too, and you put it in such a great way. You said, hey, Michigan's a global brand.
Well, it is, and there's no doubt about it. And, you know, that's something that, you know, we're accountable to and we take reverence to, if you will.
The question from Ann Monterio, is there a more focus on offense or defense at this time?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you know, we've got a great staff of guys who know how to teach, and whether it's on the offensive side or the defensive side, I think, you know, as we get through and we keep getting improving, let's put it that way, at the different positions and those kind of things, then we'll probably focus in on one position, maybe a position group that we need to get better at.
All right, John Wilhelm asked this question. I think it's interesting. It's more philosophical again about recruiting high school players to your system or letting them adapt to your system, one way or the other. Which way do you fall on that issue?
Well, I think you have to recruit towards your system and what you're doing. I think that's an important part of it. You know, you don't want to take a guy who's I don't know, a 5'7" wide receiver in a pro-style offense when you want guys who are 6'1" or 6'2".
Susan Zabriskie, this is a great question. She's been a season ticket holder 32 years. And she got a million questions, but there was one that she wanted to say. What are the 3 most important things all passionate Michigan football fans can do to be more supportive of you and the program?
Well, you know, I support these kids. You know, I mean, because these kids, you know, it's student-athlete. It's not athlete-athlete or student-student. And so supporting them, you know and I know that every day is not going to be a great day, but, you know, the support of the people who care, and especially the alums who care about them, that's an important piece.
One of the things you've talked about a lot is toughness. And Mary Paskanik talks about, is recruiting a kid that's tough, or is toughness something can be learned?
Well, I think it's hard to learn it, to be honest with you. I think you can enhance a guy's toughness and how far they mentally can move themselves from, you know, how they come off to the football or any other thing that, you know, is part of that, you know. But I think you've got to do your homework as best you can and research as best you can. If a kid's competitive, and if they're competitive, usually they're tough.
Ron Berglund has a good question, and I know it's a question that you want to address. It talks about a commitment to the scholar or student athlete, that these kids aren't just guys that are going to go to the NFL, and you have a great understanding of that,
right?
And you're very sensitive to that,
right?
Especially at Michigan.
Sure. Well, I think, you know, this is a great education, and you're going to compete with the best down here in this building, and you're going to compete with the best from an academic side up on campus. So, you know, you've got to find the guys who understand the value that a Michigan degree has, and the guys who have a real passion to play the game of football.
So you're very committed to that idea of the student athlete, and
you're
not going to let that go.
Well, if we don't have that commitment, first and foremost, then we're cheating the kids on this team, and we can't do that.
David Ballou, a former professor, talks about the kicking game and asks about the kicking game, and it's been a struggle of late. Talk to me about where that's going.
Well, you know, I think that part of our football is as important as any. I mean, you know, that's 1/3 of the game, and we're going to have a tremendous amount of emphasis on it. We're working during the spring on our punt team, and because schematically that changes a little bit. Just the basic fundamentals and teaching technique. Our kickoff return team we're working on because I don't think we were where we need to be. And if you can steal some yardage, steal a first down for your offense, that's a big part of it. So we're going to have a lot of emphasis on the kicking game.
One of the interesting things a lot of people wanted to know who are alums. Your personal experiences in Ann Arbor, like what are you and Lauren some of the favorite places you like to eat?
Well, I eat at home. So, I mean, to be honest with you, we don't get out much, and never did while we were here, you know. But you know, this is a great city, a great town, and there's tremendous things to do. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm at.
I'm going to have to take you out.
Well,
we need to get you to some fine dining places.
Fine dining, you know, maybe a double cheeseburger would sound good, Jim.
You and me at Blimpie's, that'd be a beauty.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you and Laura also, coming from San Diego, you again, both of you born and raised in Ohio. This Ann Arbor's home, isn't it? Because of how much you love this place?
Sure, I mean, being here for 8 years and you know, how we feel about Ann Arbor and how we feel about the people that we met outside of football, you know, is always huge for us. So it is coming home.
Last question. If you had a message or something to say to over 300,000 alums that are out there who wear that block M with great pride. In your first year heading in as coach, what would it be?
Keep that pride, and believe in what Michigan football is, and just, support those kids. I mean, I can't tell you enough. Those are the guys who are out there and representing, this great university in them, and they know that, and they have an understanding of that now.
Brady, thanks very much. The Alumni Association really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks for watching, and don't get blindsided. For information on the upcoming Coaches Tour and other football-related programming, like stadium tours, tickets, tailgates, and game-watching parties, visit us online at umalumni.com/football.